Yes, so what's up, guys? So you guys asked for a full M-PESA crash course, and that's exactly what I've got prepared for you guys today. But before you continue, please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps support the channel. Okay, that's enough of the intro. Let's get straight into the video. Okay, what's up, guys? So this is going to be a step-by-step guide, and it could get lengthy as such, and I don't want to force you guys to do all this. So if you want a particular part of this tutorial, you can directly skip to that in the timestamps in the chapters outlaid. Just hover above this video and you'll be able to see those timestamps. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's go to the demo. So this is a website I've created, which is like some sort of donation website, so that maybe if you're like an artist, a service provider, mm, just anyone, you can be able to receive some donations through this particular site, and you will be able to record the transactions. So the skills you will gain from this tutorial are absolutely um, priceless, because you'll be able to use this in an e-commerce platform, software as a service, so many things. Just make sure you get the core concepts and use them well. Anyway, if you don't see the lights, we'll still do amazing projects right here on the channel, so be sure to stick with us. Okay, so let me place my number here and hit donate. So I automatically am going to get an SDK push on my phone, and voila, there it is. Do you want to pay Kenya shillings 3, blah 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 blah, enter M-PESA PIN. So I'm going to do exactly that and hit on OK. So what's going on now is that Safaricom is receiving this transaction, processing it. I'm waiting for a confirmation message, and automatically, there's the message. Automatically, the webhook we specified to Tinypesa automatically gets back this data. We can store it in JSON format, read the JSON, and then store this in a database. So it's as simple as that. So if I head over to transactions and refresh this page, we should be able to see one more record of 3 Kenya shillings from my particular phone number. Okay, so let's just give it a while. Bear with us. While you wait, you could go ahead and subscribe button. You could subscribe. I mean, it's the least you can do, so at least help support. I really appreciate it. So this is taking longer than expected, but it is what it is. And voila, you can see this is the transaction number 74. This is my phone number, transaction ID, and of course the amount. So that's it for the project demo. So right now, what I'm going to tell you guys is the prerequisites you need to actually set this up, because this is an online transaction, so we need this live on our website. This cannot be running on our local host, and for that we're going to use a service known as Heroku. And of course, Heroku is a fantastic service which offers free hosting for you guys for your dynamic apps. So if you have any app that runs on some form of backend language like PHP, Node.js for JavaScript developers, Django, you can host it absolutely free on Heroku. And I'm also going to show you how you can add a MySQL database on here, so that you can still have this live and you can share it to your friends and family, or etc. Or even if you're building this as a personal project or as a business, you can use Heroku. Okay, so you're going to need Heroku. Sign up for an account right here in Tinypesa. So this is the time. Just go head over to tinypesa.com. That's it. And then create an account, yada yada yada, and you'll have access to this particular dashboard. So that's basically really it for the prerequisites. And last but not least, the code. You need the code for this particular tutorial. So in fact, let me just stop Heroku, because I'm not really using that service now. I'll use it later. So for the source code, I've created a compilation of codes, which includes code from the Daraja version of my videos, code from the Tinypesa one. So all these codes I've created them and put it in one folder, and it's going to be really essential for you guys. And I've created it in such a way that once you have this code, you can really easily set up your M-PESA in less than minutes. So this code is not going to be free, but however, I've set it at a very friendly price. So bother to, as long as you have 50 bob, you will get access to this code. So it's that simple. So the link, I'm going to leave it down in the description. Once it loads up, you should see a good landing page user interface that really introduces you to the code. It's I'm going to attach a documentation, a written documentation, so that you, even if you don't follow along with the tutorial, you should be able to actually just read the documentation and be able to find out what exactly you need to do for you to actually use this code. So it's that simple. So this is it. The It's called MSOS, which is a lightweight starter code which I built, which is designed to enable you to set up your M-PESA in just minutes without breaking a sweat. So this is the landing page. It's dead simple, light as a feather, and really extensive. And of course, you can really style this up in whichever way you want, because the code I'm providing you is the backend code. So the user interface, that's all on you. So once you hit download source, you're going to be, so this is the page you get redirected to. So all you have to do at this point is just enter your phone number. This is just a similar user interface, and hit pay now. Get a SDK push, complete the transaction, and of course you can always check if your transaction was complete, because if it is complete, it will be within the transactions database. And once you're done with that, then feel free to hit me up a message. Just hit completed payment, and it will redirect you to a success page which has all my information. So you can give me a direct WhatsApp message or a call, and of course we can make arrangements on how to get your code. Of course, I can email you the code, send you via M-PESA, so many options. So once you're just done with that, just hit me up a message. In less than 1 minute, you'll have your code. So yeah, that's exactly how you're going to get your particular code. So that's it. Now you know how to get the source code. So let me scratch this off. So let's deploy to Heroku. That's now a simple process. To do this, we first have to deploy this code to GitHub. Of course, you know GitHub. So let me just open up GitHub. And in the meantime, I'm just going to head over back to my folder, the folder in htdocs. Although it doesn't really matter where you store this, because we're not going to be serving this up from our local development server. So it's just really on you. So I'm just going to navigate into this folder and just going to git bash here, and then just minimize the folder itself. I don't need that. I'll just be working from my particular terminal. So this is my GitHub. This is my GitHub profile. You can follow me, star my repositories, and even collaborate with me on some projects. I'd really appreciate it. And so we're going to create a new repository. So the process is pretty simple. So we should start that process in our terminal. So you want to initialize an empty git repository. Okay, run command. Initialize an empty project. So officially, the course folder has been turned into a git repository that is being tracked locally. Then you want to add all your files. So just hit git add period. Then just git commit. I'm just going to call this tutorial M-PESA, and I'm just going to hit enter. And then all we have to do is link the remote. So I'm just going to call this tutorial M-PESA. Okay, so it's available. The description is optional. And since I don't want you guys to be accessing this code, I'm just going to hit private and then just create this repository. Either way, this repo is not going to remain on GitHub. It will just automatically disappear after this particular tutorial. So as we wait along for my slow internet connection to create a repository, we should be getting things set up with how to connect from Heroku. So we should just get Heroku loaded up. So let me get that dashboard up and running. So okay, let me close this up, and I should also open this up in my editor, my code editor. So to do this, all you have to do is run code period. But before that, let's just tutorial M-PESA already exists on this account. So okay, so I'm just going to call it tutorial Tinypesa. That works. And hit private create. The complete guide on how to set this up, you can easily find it at Duebodani. Duebodani is how to connect PHP and MySQL to Heroku. Okay, so let's give it a minute or two. In the meantime, let's log in to Heroku. Okay, so this process is done. So I need to copy this. I need to copy this. This is the line I need to add my remote. Then I'm just going to paste it in here. And then just git push origin and of course to the master branch. And voila, we can just check this out. Deploy to GitHub. That's really done. So all that's left is deploying to Heroku. So let's just wait for this process to end. So that can just run in the background. In the meantime, my dashboard in Heroku not yet loaded. So let's just visit this blog by Doable Danny on a step-by-step guide on how to deploy a PHP and MySQL website to Heroku for absolutely free. Okay. Unable to access. Internet issues. Okay, that does actually worked. So if I head over and refresh this page, you can clearly see that our repository has been created. And of course, our code is now available on GitHub. Okay, really. As we wait, Heroku was loaded up. So all you need to do is create a new application. So hit on create new app. For the application name, I'm just going to call this M-PESA tutorial. And I'm just going to hit on create app. Okay, so once you're at this point, you want to confirm. Okay, so the repository has been created, so that's fine. So once you're at this point, you want to hit on connect to GitHub. Then the repository name, tutorial Tinypesa. So let's just search for tutorial and hit search. So tutorial Tinypesa and just hit connect. And you get a few more settings. So I want it automatically to deploy when I make any changes to the master branch. So just enable that and just hit on deploy branch. And so you're going to see all the activities that's going on, and then finally you will get a confirmation your app was successfully deployed. So I can just hit on view. So let me open that in a new tab. So you see automatically you get an SSL certificate included in this, and of course this is live. So this is officially live. You can't even tell the difference from my original version. So but of course this doesn't really work because it isn't connected to the database. But so far so good. You've deployed your code to GitHub and deployed it to Heroku. So let me just close this and let's check this off. So deployed to Heroku, checkmate. Okay, so from this point, let's head over to Doable Danny's blog, where he'll explain how you can actually link this. So if you at any point you find yourself confused, just head over to this particular blog. I'll leave it down in the description. So just skip everything here. We've done pretty much everything here. So skip it, skip it, skip it, skip all this. All we're interested in is adding a MySQL database. And to do this, all you have to do is head back here to your particular application in Heroku and then just hit on open up. So just head over to your apps. This will just open the live version. So you have to head over to your apps. So the app I'm looking for is, was it M-PESA tutorial? Yes, M-PESA tutorial. And click on resources. So basically you will have to confirm your credit card once. Although this is absolutely free, there'll be no charge on your credit card, but you do have to confirm it before you can get access to add-ons. So I want you guys to search for ClearDB MySQL, and then just add it. So the plan, make sure you select the free plan, and then just submit your order. And voila. So to really access this, you need to head over to your settings and then reveal configuration variables. So I'm going to delete literally most of these apps, so that no need to blur all this information. So this is what you need. So just copy this. Let me just open up Notepad. And in the meantime, I need to open up this particular code files. So I'm just heading over to my terminal. I want to clear all of this. And to open this up in my Visual Studio Code, I'm just going to type in code period. And just forget that will just run in the background and it will be soon done. So let me just paste this in and kind of zoom in. So at this point, you have several details within this one link. So I'm going to help you guys decipher this. So you want to extract this. So you want to extract this particular part. And this, of course, the first part is going to be the username. So user. Okay. Then the second part until the @. This is going to be your password.
And this after the us blah 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 dot cleardb until the dot net part. This is going to be your host. Hope I got that right. You just confirm from the blog. Okay, so that's right. Yeah, I'm right. So configure PHP my admin to connect to the database. Of course, that is definitely something you must do. That is something you must do. I just really hope this machine um, won't overdo the loading process. So for this, I need to start up my XAMPP or XAMPP, whichever way you would like to call it. So I'm just heading over to the XAMPP control panel. And of course, you want to make sure you start up Apache as well as MySQL, because without these two services running, if you only start up Apache, you won't be able to access MySQL. So be sure to do both. Be sure to do both. Okay. I can turn it on right here. Apparently not. Okay. So let's turn on Apache and let's turn on MySQL. So straight up. So we're in business, both services are currently running. So let's just head back. So I just want to type in localhost /php my admin and wait for that to load up. Okay, as this loads up, there's one key thing that you must do, which is letting you have to let your PHP installation point to Heroku servers. So that's how you can actually connect to Heroku's remote server. So to do this, we have to copy this code. So just copy that, and then you need to search for this particular path variable. So in your exam php myadmin config.inc.php, I'm just going to copy that. I do have a handy tool called everything. You guys should use this. It's actually a very good tool that helps you find directories pretty fast. So here's the tool. The tool is known as everything. So if I just paste that in and hit enter, okay, it hasn't really loaded up. So let's give it a minute. Neither has the localhost. Anyway, we should get a lot of things set up in the meantime. So we're not losing any time. We're just doing some more important things first. So of course, let me start explaining to you guys the code itself. So this is basically the index.php. So what I want you to do is I want you to ignore everything here, because these are all just custom styles and just my HTML. This is just my user interface. Where things only get a bit backend is at this point, at the form, because this form is being processed by the same page, the index.php, using a method called post. The script running this is from Tinypesa, but of course, some of this data is being obtained dynamically from my form, such as the amount and the phone number. So that's all That's only the backend available within this HTML. The rest, feel free to delete literally everything here and create your own user interface. So okay, so this is the PHP code. This is the PHP code. This you can easily find from Safaricom, not Safaricom, Tinypesa's documentation. Uh, of course, this API key, get your own key. So there's really no need to use mine. You won't even find mine in the code I'll provide. But it's absolutely free, so I see no reason that you shouldn't create your own. So basically, this the code in the index.php is kind of really self-explanatory. This is actually what initiates the SDK push, but that's it. Once the SDK push has been initiated, all the processing really that's on you. So I'll explain the callback URL in a moment. Hopefully, our slow loaders are finally loaded up. So okay, so that is loaded up. So first we have to add the name servers. So where is everything? Everything is right there. So let me just paste in that path, and immediately you see this is a very amazing tool. I can immediately access this path. Okay. So as you'll find so many configurations here, but these are the Heroku remote servers. So all you have to do, you can let me just copy this because I already have it at this point. So all you have to do is copy this and paste it right here, and then you wanna edit. Of course, you wanna edit this host. So you have all this info. Why do I have this? This is now absolutely useless to me. So you want to copy the host and then just paste it in the user. Okay. And of course the password. I want you guys to just leave everything else as it is. Leave the server auth type on config, and then all you have to do is just save this. So I'm just going to hit save and cancel that. And that's basically it. You can now access this from your PHP My Admin. So if I hit this, as you can see, I've made so many records in here. So many records. So let me just refresh this so that it can automatically get the new changes I've made to PHP My Admin. So if I hit this, you see my list is now updated. So the last one is the database that I have and that I want to connect with in this particular tutorial. So basically, once we have connection to PHP My Admin, now all we have to do is just configure our database and create our own tables. So creating the table is really quite simple because in here, let's open this up. Obviously, it's going to take way longer than it usually does on your local host because you're actually accessing this remotely. So it depends on your computer speed, but this should really take a while. So let's just be patient. So I'm just going to call this Tinypesa. I'm going to call this Tinypesa. Nope. I just realized I don't need to do this. I can just import this. And importing this is fairly simple. The code you get will include this, but of course, you can create your own custom tables depending on data. Because particularly if you wanted to create, for example, an e-commerce website, you'd have to save product information, probably the user's email address. So you probably have more input fields than I do myself. Okay, so you're going to find this in the package you'll get. So don't stress. So I'm just going to open M-PESA and into this and just click open and just hit on go. Okay, well, this slowpoke loads up. I want to show you what you finally need for full implementation. Because at this point, you have connected it to your localhost PHP my admin. You have pointed it so that the servers can actually be viewed by your PC, and you have this live. But now you haven't changed it from your code. You haven't changed it from your code. So let's just head back to the callback URL. So let me first explain this. So first, we usually store this in some a response to JSON where we get all the data. So if I was to head back and navigate to the original demo of this project, which was Fortune M-PESA, and then at this point, I'm just going to add forward. So I'm just going to add a forward slash, and then I'm just going to say stk Tinypesa response.json. Okay, there really should be some response here. Anyhow, let me just explain this. What happens is this get logs into a file which is in form of JSON, and of course this JSON content you can always read it. So once you read the JSON that you get back from your callback URL, you can use this JSON and store it in a database. So we're checking first if the result code is 0, that means the transaction was successful. It wasn't cancelled by the user, and that's exactly at this point we want to save it into our particular database. So if the result code is 0, you want to save this to your DB. So this is all the code you're going to need from Heroku. And by the way, this you just input once, because connecting it to this particular database from your code is usually the exact same thing, and you really don't have to put in any information. This process is done automatically by Heroku. So by default, the way it is as we speak is actually just fine. This connection will be successful, and of course you will be able to save this data. So we don't really have to do much at this point, but for you, you have to paste this in. You have to paste this in if already it didn't. I don't want to include this to my starter files because some of you will be using different hosting providers, not Heroku. Okay, so let's head over to our version of this. So our table got created successfully. Tinypesa, okay, that's all fine. That's all fine. That's fine. Okay, so what you want to do now, the final detail, because if you head over to transactions, you will not get any errors. You won't get an error, but of course you won't get any records, although there are existing records. So how do you get this data to your particular device? So we need to go head over to Tinypesa. I need my dashboard. Okay, so I'm logging into my dashboard. It is probably going to ask for a one-time verification code sent to my email. Okay, that's it. I really knew this was going to happen. So I'm just going to click on get links. This is just a security measure taken by Tinypesa, and I'll get a confirmation that my link is sent successfully. So if I open up my mail, Tinypesa, let me just refresh this. Okay. Tinypesa. This is just confirmation messages. You have received funds. Forget that. Okay, so this is it. So let's look at the recent one. This is it. So I'm just going to hit on that and close these tabs. So what I want to do is to update my webhook so that instead of sending to the particular original demo, it will be sending to the one we just created. So all you want to do is head over to developers and then just webhook. So our live site, where is our live site? This is our live site. So you want to get this, and of course right here the webhook, and then callback url.php, and then just hit on update webhook, and okay, you get a confirmation successfully updated the webhook. So let's test this out and make sure everything is working out fine. So I should just really close this up. Let's just leave these two running: the short link admin, the local host, and of course our live site of Heroku can even be closed. So let's do 1 shilling. Of course my phone number, and I'm going to hit donate. STK push payment. So I've paid successfully. So let's just wait for that. Confirmation message anytime now. Okay, that's it. In business. So let me just head over to transactions. Records. And as you can see, voila, we have the transaction number, the phone number, the ID, as well as the amount. So basically that's how simple it is. You can get this up and running for absolutely free on your own website. You see SSL certificate provision, which is very secure and required for you to get back this callback. And that's it for this particular tutorial, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll obviously will be doing more on this particular topic, so be sure to stick with me as we do even more exciting projects. So let me just cancel this out. So we did this. So all I have to do is explain the code, because I've kind of been doing this, but I haven't really explained to you guys. I've explained the callback, and the records.php is just pretty simple. It's pretty simple because all you have to do is to just connect, like you did before. You connect to the database. Then once you connect to the database, all you have to do is just fetch that data, all the records, and display it in some kind of table. I chose a bootstrap table, so that at least this can be responsive on all devices. It's not really that responsive, but well, it's all right. Yeah, it's an all right application. And of course, if I check transactions from this page, it's still responsive. So yeah. So I'm going to share a bonus tip for you guys, a bonus tip for my developers. Let me head over to this. This is my tip to you guys. Okay, I'm going to be developing so many tutorials on this channel, on e-commerce platforms and whatnot, and we are all going to be linking this to M-PESA. And of course, I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to add all my source code to this particular SaaS. So I really advise you guys to really get this, so that you'll be able to follow along all the tutorials that are coming along in the future. So really, that's it from me to you guys. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.